Discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. And where better to start than in the gym? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jeremy Giarrusso podcast. I'm Jeremy Giarrusso, the last time I checked, and today we're diving into something that bridges fitness and mindset. How the mind-muscle connection doesn't just improve your lifts, but it also builds discipline to crush your goals outside the gym. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and drop a comment below. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it helps this message reach more people, and we all know someone that needs to hear it. All right, let's jump into it. So let's talk about the mind-muscle connection. It's not just about feeling the burn or making your workouts more effective. It's about training your focus and building the discipline that will spill into every other area of your life. You with me? All right, let's break this bitch down. So, what is the mind-muscle connection? Imagine you were doing a bicep curl. You're not just lifting the weight, you're picturing your biceps contracting and focusing on that specific muscle working. That's intentional training, not just sporadic movement. And here's the kicker, science totally backs this up. When you focus on the muscle, you actually recruit more muscle fibers. And I mean, how fucking cool is that? So, how does the mind-muscle connection build discipline? Well, I got you. Here's the thing. Every rep is a commitment. Honoring that commitment builds discipline. And this doesn't just stay in the gym. That focus you train carries over into work, your relationships, and your goals. So let's think about it, right? If you consistently show up and push through tough workouts, you can show up and push through challenges anywhere in life. Pretty fucking dope, right? So let's talk about some practical tips that can improve the mind to muscle connection, right? Slow down. Just slow down. Seriously, don't rush your reps. Controlled movements make all the difference. And you've probably seen this before in the gym. You'll probably think of the biggest dude you know, right? Or the biggest dude you've ever seen in the gym. Is he always, or she, are they always lifting the heaviest in the gym? No. I've seen dudes that are 2-3 times bigger than me lifting less than me, but when they are going through the movements, they are very intentional. Like if they're doing a lat pull down, right? They are slowly pulling that bar down and squeezing every muscle fiber they can. And that's in their back, their chest, their arms. I mean, I guarantee they're stabilizing their core too to get that full movement. And I don't look like that person looks. I mean, sure, are there PEDs involved or a super strict nutritional plan? Maybe. Maybe not. But slow down. It's no rush. Gym ain't going nowhere. Well, some gyms are not open 24/7. I can't relate, but slow down. Visualization, right? Before a set, close your eyes for a second. Picture the muscle working. Trust me, it might seem silly, but try it out. It'll change your approach to your lifts. Tactical feedback. Don't touch, or Jesus, touch the muscle that you're training, right? Like if you're training your bicep, like we were saying earlier, feel it. Like, okay, so when I flex like this, it feels like that. Like, it helps build awareness and focus. And track your progress. Don't just wing it. Log your workouts. It isn't just smart, but it's a discipline builder. Like, how do you know where you came from and where you're supposed to go if you aren't tracking where we're at today? It's kind of hard to build a plan, right? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So, how to apply discipline beyond the gym? Let's get practical. How do you take this discipline you've built in the gym and apply it to other areas of your life? Well, I got you. Morning routine. Start with intention, whether it's journaling, goal setting, making your bed. All these small wins, they stack up and that sets the tone for the day. Something that I like to do is, yes, I make my bed in the morning, but the other thing is I'll send out a gratitude text, right? It's usually to 3 people, and I'll say something along the lines of like, hey, I'm really thankful that I have you in my life, regardless big or small, the role that they play. Morning routines. Nutrition. You cannot outtrain a bad diet. I don't care who you are, what PEDs you're taking, you cannot outtrain a bad diet. So stick to a meal plan. That takes some discipline. It's the same discipline it takes as showing up to your workouts. Remember, abs are made in the kitchen, not just in the gym. And time management. Pro tip. The same way you schedule your workouts, schedule time for what matters most. Discipline with your time means you'll have more freedom to focus on whatever else it is that you want to do or that you love or whatever. Hey guys, real quick interruption. Let me tell you about the Just Start Grinding apparel. Now, if you're like me and you care about high quality gym wear that looks great, keeps its original shape and integrity, and you also support a veteran owned business, then I want you to check out the Just Start Grinding website. I used to wear all sorts of gym wear, right? Like Gymshark, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and so many more that I can't think of right now, right? Now, you don't need to guess what leisure wear is right for you. I want to give you a 50% off your first order you make. So just go to JustStartGrinding.com, use the code JSGPodcast to get 50% off at checkout. You'll also get free shipping for spending over $150. So go to JustStartGrinding.com, all one word, and use the code JSGPodcast to get 50% off your first order. Now back to the podcast. So let me share with you a quick little story on me and how discipline and fitness have, that connection that breeds real life results. So when I first started working out, it was for sports, right? And then it turned strictly for the military because I was like, okay, the thought was, man, how do I put this? The thought was about me being better on the field or out on the battlefield, right? But over time, I realized it wasn't the sport or the military I loved as much as the process of becoming the best version of myself. And it's kind of funny to think, like, looking back at life, it's always easier to connect the dots, but in the present moment, you might not understand why things are the way they are. But I mean, hey, again, it's always easier to understand looking back at things and how you got to this point. But even through injuries and setbacks and the ups and downs of life, I always found myself back in the weight room. Why? Because it's my anchor in my life. The thing that keeps me grounded when everything else feels chaotic. The gym is where I fight my battles against doubts, fears, insecurities, anxiety. With every push and every rep, I prove to myself that I can, I will, and I must overcome. The stronger I become in the gym, the stronger I've become in life. It's where I learned resilience, grit, the ability to handle life's toughest challenges. And buddy, have I fucking faced a few. It's like a callus, or just like a callus, I should say, on my hands, which they're kind of going away now. I haven't been to the gym in a couple of days, holidays. But don't worry, I still get my lifts in. But I've built mental calluses just like the ones I've built on my hands that help me face anything life has thrown at me or that will throw at me. A fit body, a calm mind, and a peaceful household, these are things that you can't buy. These are all things that are earned, built, brick by brick, rep by rep, moment by moment. The weight room isn't just a place to lift weights. It's a place to lift yourself. So this week, challenge yourself. During one workout, focus completely on the mind-muscle connection. Commit to it fully and journal how it feels within the workout. It will affect not just your training, but your mindset for the rest of the day. Becoming more intentional. And I promise becoming more intentional you'll be fucking shocked at the impact it does. But big thanks for tuning into this episode of the Jeremy Giarrusso podcast. If this episode spoke to you, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. And remember, whether it's health, wealth, or mindset, the first step is to always just start grinding. Love y'all. See you next week.